resolution. I'm also a Deputy Lieutenant, alongside with Mark, the Deputy Lieutenant for the County of Greater Manchester. But today, we celebrate International Women's Day. But I think International Women's Day is not just about, the women like myself who get up on the podiums or who speak out loud. We've also got to remember those women who are quietly but diligently creating that next generation, supporting those women, those activists that are quietly speaking out and speaking up for our women and for women in general. Not only our black women, but women in general. There are lots of them out there. They might not be the ones you see, like I say, up on stage, or dancing in front, or shouting loud, but they're out there. And one of the things that we have to do is make sure that we support all those women who are quietly the peace activists, quietly the mothers, quietly the teachers, or the teachers that stand up in schools and say, no, I want to teach this to our children. We need to be supporting those women as well. And those women that do struggle, because there are women around us that are struggling. They might not be here tonight. Maybe next year, let's try and bring some of those women to an event like this, so that they can, see what the rest of us are doing and know that we should all be working together. There's lots of disparities within our communities, and especially for women. And we talk about the intersectionality of the discrimination towards black women. It is huge. But you know what? We have to keep on with the struggle. And you know why we have to keep on? Because there's hope. And we do have hope for a better future. Because if we don't do what we're doing now, it's our younger generation, we just saw some of them here, it's the younger generation of women that will also struggle. And we don't want them to struggle. We want them to have a better and easier, life. A society where they can speak about their colour and be proud, where they can speak about racism and be proud to be able to speak about racism, because we're teaching each and every one of us about racism. It's a word that I know we never used to talk about, a bit like the sex thing, you don't talk about that. We never used to talk about racism, and especially in this country, we didn't talk about it. And now we talk about racism as if it's a new phenomenon. It's not a new phenomenon for some of us. We've been there, done it, seen it, wore the t-shirt. But it's good that we're having the conversation around racism in particular. Sorry, I mentioned that because my forte, one of the things I talk about is identity. Because I think identity is really, really important. And we should stop stripping each other of our identity. For example, my name is Erimma. And if somebody says to me, oh, I can't pronounce your name, have you got an English name? No, I don't have an English name. And the fact that you can't pronounce my name, that's not my problem, that's your problem. But I will teach you how to pronounce my name, and I think those things is what strips us of our identity. And we all have identities, and we're all proud of our identities. Whatever that identity is, we should be proud of each other's identity. If there's something we don't understand, ask the question. Ask the question, and let us explain to you. But that is how we give power to people and to other people and other women. We do have the power. Because again, I don't use the terms empowering people, because guess what? As a woman, we've already got the power. We just have to learn to exercise that power and exercise that voice. So the last thing I'll say is, use your voice. A woman's voice is very, very strong. It's very strong and it's very important. Our stories of our lives are very strong and very important. So tell your stories. I've got two last things I want to say. One of them is I'm part of a project called Uncertain Futures for Women Over 50. Some of you may have heard of it. We've got an installation at the moment in Manchester Art Gallery. The uncertain futures of women over 50, especially when it comes to work and worklessness. We are discriminated against with regards to work, which is not our fault. Some of us, if we've come to this country late, or as asylum seekers, you're not allowed to work. And when you're not allowed to work, it means you're not putting into your pension pot. So when you do get to your 65, 66, I think it's now 67, what are you going to get? Little or nothing. So go and have a look, women, go and have a look at that installation, which is in Manchester Art Gallery. And the last thing I'll say is, because we're talking about, empowering each other, I don't like that word, but giving each other the power. guess what? Put this date in your diaries. 25th of May is Africa Day. And my group, me, we're taking over Manchester Museum. So make sure you come along, and actually, we're going to be doing a tour of the 6,000 African objects that they have within Manchester Museum. We're not taking them, but we're going to take you down there to have a look at it. So make sure you put that date in your diaries. We're taking over Manchester Museum, where we're going to learn about all the hidden treasures that they have there, which is all about us. Thank you.